Hello everyone, there's something happening in the house. The cases are out, which can mean only one thing, and the silly hat's out as well. We're off on another trip. This time we're heading, let me get the stupid hat. This time we're heading to Orlando again, surprise, surprise. That's better, nice and comfy. So if you've watched the channel, we've been to Disneyland last July with the kids and our friends. And then I had a sneaky trip in January to back to Orlando to SeaWorld, Busch Gardens. That was epic. But I've been kind enough to bring the family along this time. So if you watched the last video from the last series, I did announce that we're going to Universal. So I've been long time ago. My wife's been even longer ago, I think, before Islands of Adventure was even made. And the kids have never been. So we decided they're probably at the age now where they can do the bigger coasters, Hagrid's and maybe Velocicoaster. So yeah, we're heading out there. We actually fly tomorrow morning. So, tomorrow 1 o'clock we fly. The flight has been pushed back slightly. So that's changed our plans a little bit in that we were going to go straight to the parks via the hotel, but actually we're going to go probably have an early night and then hit it hard the next day. So we're staying at the Ventura Hotel. So we're staying on property, which is good. And got a good deal on that, and then we didn't get such a good deal on the tickets because we paid for a 14-day ticket, and we're only going to use 4 days of it. So that's a 14-day 3-park ticket. So we've got obviously the two Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, and then Volcano Bay. We might not use the Volcano Bay one. We might see how we get on, but yeah, it's still, I mean, crazy. It worked out cheaper to do a 14-day ticket than it did to do a 3 or 4 day ticket. It's just the way it worked out. So yeah, we probably paid over the odds a little bit for the tickets, but like I say, we've never done it. And then we are picking up the new Brightline. So I say new, it's probably about a year old now, but we're going to get the Brightline, which is the high-speed train, Orlando to Miami, and then we've got a night in Miami, and then we are picking up the brand new MSC World America ship. So that was, as of yesterday, I think, sailing across the Atlantic to get into Port Miami. I think it might have arrived today, maybe tomorrow, and that's going into the brand new terminal as well. So lots of brand new stuff going on. Obviously, brand new Epic Universe is, I just started letting cast members and family and friends in, so I've been seeing some great videos on that, but obviously that's not open until May, so we won't do that this trip, but I'm sure we'll see parts of it and we'll keep abreast of what's going on there. So hopefully next time we come, we'll be doing that. But the theory was that as that is, hyping up and people are getting ready to go to Epic Universe, that the other two Universal parks might be a little quieter, but we'll see how we get on. You never know. We're not staying in I can't remember what the denominations are with Universal. I think we're prime value, which is like 1 up from value. But if you stay in the top tier hotels, you obviously get the fast passes. But we don't have that. So we'll see how we get on with the queues and see, what the rides the kids want to do really. We'll be obviously guided by the kids. So yeah, a bit different trip to January. It'll actually be the first time back for the kids since July. I mean, boo-hoo. They've had to wait, no, not even a year. But yeah, obviously me going in January didn't help that they felt a little bit left out. So yeah, I'm glad that they're heading back. So this will be the 3rd or 4th time that the kids have been, but obviously all Disney before. So first time in Universal. So let's see how they get on with the big kid rides. So taxi coming tomorrow at 9 a.m, which sounds a little bit early for me for a 1 o'clock flight, but my wife likes to get there nice and early. So we should get to the airport probably around 10, ready for the 1 o'clock flight, hoping for no delays. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one because we fly actually back after the cruise from Miami to Heathrow. And if you've watched any of the vlogs previously, you'll know that we live nearer to Manchester Airport, considerably nearer to Manchester Airport than Heathrow. So we're going to have to get the train back up from Heathrow to Liverpool. And it's going to be a tiring one, but we'll see how we get on. In terms of the cruise, it's a 7-night Caribbean cruise. So we picked the ship up, as I said, in Miami in their new port, their new terminal. So looking forward to seeing that. The ship will be the first passengers or paying passengers on there. Obviously the crew have been on there for probably about a week, sailing it across from the shipyard, which I think it was built in France, if I'm not mistaken. So they've been sailing it across, and yeah, we'll be the first passengers. We have done an MSC cruise before. Anyone who's watched the vlogs will know that we've done a Disney cruise, which was absolutely impeccable. The MSC one we did, it was a relatively new ship, and it was amazing, but the staff didn't really know what they were doing. It was kind of, it's probably unfair. It was a new ship and a new sailing and a new route, and you could tell. So we're hoping that there's going to be some more experienced staff on World America. It is their new sort of flagship ship, sister ship to MSC World Europa. So you would have thought they'd put their sort of A-team on there, but let's see. It's going to be difficult to compare it to Disney because, as I said, Disney, they just didn't get a step wrong. It was just incredible. So, and this is considerably cheaper than a Disney cruise. I think we paid half what we paid for the Disney cruise for twice as long. So, you know, in real terms, it's about a quarter of the price. So expectations are high, but not, you know, realistic. Let's put it that way. But the ship looks amazing. The islands that we're going to are Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. I always get that confused with Costa Rica, Puerto Rico. Don't know why. A million miles away. And MSC's private island, which is Ocean Cay, which we have been to before on a previous cruise, but it rained quite bad and it was cloudy. We still had a great day, but we're hoping for some really good weather this time around. So actually it was April we went last time, so who knows? Let's see if we get lucky this time. Weather looks good for Orlando. Weather looks good for Miami as we speak. I checked this morning. Cruises, I haven't bothered checking because it changes so far out. You know, that's a week away yet. So let's see how we get on. Good weather would be appreciated, but the ship is so big that actually it probably doesn't matter. There's so much to do inside. It would be good to get on the big water park. That looks pretty cool. And obviously there's there is the dry slide as well. I think it was a snake going 7 decks on World Europa. It's a shark on this one, but same concept. It also has a swing off the side. Not a big fan of those kind of things. Not that I don't want to go on it. It's just there was a Robotron on the last one. I didn't bother with that. It's just more of a gimmick than anything. It's just a swing. The fact that it's hanging off the side of a ship doesn't really do anything for me. But anyway, let's see. Maybe we'll go on it. So we'll do a full ship tour when we get on the ship. And obviously I'll be vlogging Universal rides on Universal. I don't think you can take anything on, so won't bother with any GoPro action. But if you want to see some pretty cool ride POVs, they're all on the channel now for Disney and SeaWorld. Busch Gardens, we forgot the GoPro, so I do apologise. Some great rides at Busch Gardens. And if you're in the Orlando area, it's worth a trip down to Tampa. I would highly recommend Busch Gardens. It's not got the same theming and quality as Disney or hopefully Universal, but the rides are proper rides. So yeah, you will enjoy them if you like rides. Anyway, I've waffled. That's the trip announcement. We're heading tomorrow to Orlando. We've got 4 days there, 3 in the park, and then maybe 1 on Volcano Bay, but let's see. Bright line down to Miami, pick up the ship the following day, 7-day cruise, and then another day in Miami and another night in Miami, and then fly back to Heathrow. So let's see how I'm looking at the end of that trip on the way home. Probably some even bigger bags. Right, follow along, hit subscribe if you would be so kind, and obviously follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Bye.